Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. So I am here with my continuation lesson on emotional intelligence. So we are seeing emotional competence, and in my previous lesson we learnt about the first component, self-awareness. In this lesson we will learn about self-regulation, the second component. Okay, uh, the second competence, emotional competence, and under this there are number of subcompetents. So the purpose of self awareness is to have self regulation. What is the purpose of knowing ourselves? To control ourselves and to manage ourselves. Okay, so the purpose of self awareness is self regulation. Okay, in fact I often feel that I have always good self awareness of what is happening to me, what is happening around me, but I lack the discipline or the self control or self regulation in certain areas. Okay, and your self awareness, even though your self awareness is very important thing and the basic skill that you have to acquire, has no utility if you don't have self regulation. In fact, the purpose of self awareness is to have self regulation. Okay, so a genius might have all the knowledge about the world, but he could not discipline himself and do certain things. No, there is no use of having all those knowledges. So self regulation is very, very important. It is being able to manage and regulate one's emotional experience as well as expression. So your control of what is happening to you, and you know a emotion. For example, you are getting angry, you are aware of it, and you control yourself, your anger. For example, you feel that if you get too angry, it will be a very disaster for yourself and for that relationship involved with the person you are getting angry. So you control your anger. So you explain your anger to that other guy in some other way, not going for a fight or some using some words that may create harm between your relationship. Okay, so self awareness is regulating and controlling our emotion. Okay, in fact our expression also. Okay, this is not only for emotion. For example, you might have the emotion to get excited. Okay, and excited, for example, some people are so impulsive that they will indulge in activities which may harm them. There also you need self control. Okay, so we will see in this lesson what are all the areas we need self control. Okay, so self control also means, self regulation also means able to monitor and enhance one's functionality with relationship at others and where you work. For example, if you are working in an organization, if a company, you are working with peoples, no, your ability to deal with them with the right emotion, with the right way. Okay, being control of yourself. Okay, control your emotions. You cannot be seen acting weird like that. Okay, so self regulation, not only controlling yourself but also controlling your behavior while dealing with people. The appropriate emotion should be shown. Okay, so this will self regulation is very important for smooth functioning and having a high performance effectiveness. Okay, that is why self-regulation is very, very important. Throughout history, people have talked about the importance of self-awareness. Right from ancient Greeks, all of them talked about self-awareness. In fact, the self-control, the self control no, is cost is a problem for every man. Okay, in fact, every human being is a slave to his passion. Okay, every human being has been at least once in his life a slave to his passion, and they have learned to overcome this. Some people never overcome this. Some people always had issues with dealing with their passions. Okay, so self control and self management has been a uh, um, uh, throughout history, it has been a major topic. Arjuna had this issue. In fact, if you have learned my self management lesson that is here, you will understand it. Okay, every human being has this issue, and it is not you, me, and like that. Okay, so this self regulation is considered as a virtue by Aristotle. He considers self regulation as a virtue. Your ability to self discipline yourself, your ability to control your emotion. Okay, for example, you find something very attractive. For example, what you say, a food item. Okay, if you could control, it's okay. If you can't control and if you want immediately, for example, I quite often will go to buy to some shopping. Okay, I plan to buy some things, but suddenly I find a product which is a bit a higher rate than what I plan to buy, but I get carried away seeing that features and the attractiveness of the other product, and I'll buy the other product which is a bit costly, and I may have trouble with my finance later. Understand? I'm not having self control. I'm spending more than what I can afford. Now I'm going to face issues with finance. Okay, so this kind of impulsiveness will come for everything, whether eating food, whether sexual activity. Okay, whether this kind of purchasing things, a lot of things. Okay, your impulsiveness has to be controlled. That is what I said. No, Aristotle said, in fact, even your anger has to be controlled. Your stress level has to be at a optimum level. Okay, so our lives will always be ups and downs, but it should not be like roller coaster, like type. It should be at least small waves. Okay, our life will never be such a calm. In fact, some amount of different emotions are required in a life, but it should not be like too much of a roller coaster ride. One moment we are experiencing this emotion, and the other moment other emotion. That is not good. Okay, so we will see what are all the subcomponents of self regulation. First is self control. Okay, self control is part of self regulation. That is the first component. It means managing your impulses, as I have been talking now. Okay, and your distressing emotion. Also I talked about no controlling your anger and other things. Okay, it is self control is about being composed and even in a trying situation, in a difficult situation. See, we all could function well in normal situation, but when we have some trouble, no, when we have a uncertain time under pressure situation, we falter. We actually lose our self control. For example, I will give an example. You may not get angry simply. Okay, and too much of anger may affect your performance. Okay, that is a given. I will give an example. See, in a cricket, no, there are batsmen. Okay, a batsman needs a lot of concentration to face the bowler and hit runs. Okay, and he will be playing under tremendous pressure when there are 11 fielders around him. He should not lose his wicket. Okay, but the bowler is not under such kind of pressures. His aim is to take the wicket. So the bowler, what he will do is sometime, in fact, especially when you watch the Australian Indian cricket, no, you will find the Australian cricketers usually sledging Indians. Sledging means provoking them to do something, doing something. If you see, in fact, saw cricket for a long time back during the period of Sachin Tendulkar and Ganguly. So I will give that example only. Don't think why he is not giving Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, because I am not watching cricket these days. So in those days, no, what McGrath, Warne will do is they will come and give a angry look at Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, to Ganguly, especially to Ganguly. Ganguly will immediately get angry. Okay, and in a furious, no, what he will do is, no, he will lose his cool and self-control, and he will try to hit the ball, and unfortunately he will get out. So this angry is, he lost his control because of the pressure created by the Australian players, that is the sledging. Okay, in such situations I often find players like Rahul Dravid and Tendulkar, no, they will actually maintain their composure even when the bowlers trying to sledge them too much, no, they will ignore it. They will be very calm and poised. Okay, they will not lose their control. They will wait and they will give it back. Okay, Ganguly is also one such person. Ganguly is also not a simple person, but sometimes he may lose his self-control because if they provoke him, okay, if they provoke him too much, you will get angry. That is a natural reaction for some people. Okay, so you should not lose your self-control even in such situations. For example, no, there are many situations will happen like that in your life. A pressure situation may come, and in such situation you have to act with self-control. Okay, to think clearly and focus, stay focused rather than losing your self-control. Okay, there are situations when you are getting along with people, no, people will bully. There are bullies, no, bullies make mocking you like that, no, which will be very difficult for you to handle, but you have to handle it with self-control. Okay, these are all emotional intelligence. Okay, I face this kind of trouble with certain peoples. Okay, the second component of self-regulation is trustworthiness. Trustworthiness is means acting with ethically, acting ethically, that is doing things, uh, being reliable and authentic, not being a cheat, a liar. Okay, see, all this are will come under self-regulation, because if you could not deliver certain things in time, no, what you will do? You will naturally tell a lie. Okay, if today you can't go to your office in time at 9 o'clock, it's office, you are going at 9:15, what you will do? You will tell a small lie. Sir, I had a small issue, sir. I have to go, sir, someplace, sir. Okay, you are not being authentic because of your lack of self-regulation, and you lose the trustworthiness. If you have self-regulation and being in time, you will develop trustworthiness. Okay, and you don't you don't go in time to your office because your office want to be in time. You go to your office in time because you always want to be a example for everything. You are a person of integrity, you want to be in time. That is trustworthiness. Okay, uh, see, some people have this in fact in their personality, they never like to be criticized by others. As a result, they will never commit any such mistakes. Okay, some people have by principle always be in time at some places, punctual, always deliver what they say, they won't commit mistakes, okay, and all this will result in trustworthiness. And for all this you require self-regulation. When you have to deliver something in time, you have to self-regulate and self-control and work for that job. When you have to be in time to your office, you have to self-control and wake early and be in time. Everything requires self-control, okay, self-regulation. So trustworthiness will come only when you have self-regulation. Then the next component of self-regulation is conscientiousness. It is again meeting our commitments and promises. See, our trustworthiness will come only when we have this conscientiousness. Okay, CONSCIENTIOUNESS. Okay, conscientiousness. Actually, we actually it is about being maintaining our commitment, maintaining our promises, okay, and all these things. In fact, this is the foundation for developing trustworthiness. This will come only when we are self-regulated and self-disciplined. Conscientiousness will come under this. We will be organized and careful in our work, do our work properly, not for the sake of duty. We will do it because we want to do that job, okay. See, when a job could be well done or could be half baked, okay. I can give this lecture without even having a clear understanding of certain topics. I don't know how I am giving now, that's a different thing, okay. At least I am trying my best, okay, that's what I will say, okay. That is, but I will improve, okay. What I am trying to say is, some people may not have a full commitment in doing certain things, and because of that job, even if it is done, it is not done properly, okay. So doing things properly is also part of conscientiousness and organized, okay, self-discipline, being clear about what to do, how to do, okay, being clear about meeting deadlines, commitments, and being clear about meeting promises. When you commit yourself, you are being promises, and all this will come under conscientiousness, okay. Then the other component of self-regulation, that is the fourth component, is adaptability. This is also part of self-control and self-regulation. See, you have to adapt to changing situations when you are dealing with people and when we are dealing with others. For that you need self-regulation, okay. For example, if you are working in a company and that company asks you to do a job, additional job, okay. In fact, I gave a previously in my previous class in my self-awareness, I gave a example, no, when I was giving history and politics class, they asked me to give a class which is not my regular topic. They want to fill in that day. So since I am having some knowledge over it, okay, so I half-heartedly asked it. I adapted that day. I could have said that, no, I only know history, I won't go there, okay. Like that, if I said no, that is not adaptability. I have some experience, they just want to fill today, okay. Let us give some example. Let us be frank to the students and tell what they like that, okay. So this is called adaptability. There are plenty of situations like that. When in a company, your daily job time is 9 to 5, no, for example, if it is the time, suddenly today there is a extra work came and they want you to wait till 9 o'clock evening, night, okay. At that time you have to adapt. You cannot say that I have to leave at 5 o'clock, okay. That is not adaptability. So like that, plenty of examples we can give, okay. So it is also about being flexible, as I said earlier, no, in this example. flexible, okay, and to fits to the changing situations. Okay, your boss doesn't want to make you wait till your office till 9 o'clock. He is asking you to wait because you have a job. Okay, that is why he is asking you. In such situations you also have to adapt. Okay, it will increase your this requires self regulation. You might have had some plans for your evening. You give up, you control yourself, because this is very important, job is very important. Okay, then the last component, fifth component of self regulation is innovativeness. Okay, innovativeness means being and seeking out for fresh ideas from a lot of sources, variety of sources. Okay, see, quite often when we are learning about something new, we don't look for continuous learning and further options. Okay, we actually stay with what is with us, with the limited knowledge, and we never grow with that. So this also requires some amount of self regulation to be open your mind. Okay, innovativeness also means applying original solutions to problems. Okay, not following the regular path. That is what innovation means, coming up with some new ideas, fresh ideas. Okay, it is about being open to fresh ideas and seeking sources, seeking information from variety of sources and coming up with different and new ideas. All this will come under innovation. So all these are part of self regulation. There are 5 things: self control, trustworthiness, adaptability, and innovativeness. Okay, all this will come under self regulation. With this we end the self regulation. In my next lesson we will learn about self motivation. Okay, the third component of third competence of emotional competence. Okay, bye.